What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Colton Steiner. This is my buddy Sean Adkins, and this is the Grinding Gears Podcast. What is up? Hopefully everyone's having a great Monday night and a Tuesday afternoon, or whenever you're listening to this. And Sean, how are you doing today?
Doing really good, really good. Starting off the year right. Browns winning. Grinding Gears back at it. I'm excited.
Great way to start 2021. I mean, after a crappy year 2020 was, it is great to start off 2021 with all these good things. At least for me.
Yeah.
We got, for me, Ohio State heading to the national championship, the Browns breaking an 18-year playoff drought, and then the Grinding Gears Podcast is back after a little hiatus there at the end of the year. Oh man, it feels good. I that Browns win, man. There was something special that just kept me vibing strong today. Like, Victory Monday is a real thing. Like, no one really,
definitely.
Like, everyone, but before I never really took it for granted. Because we never won, and I got a notification on Facebook today. 3 years ago, we were planning for an 0-16 Browns parade. So,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, we were planning for it the year before when we went 0-14. Then we beat, I believe, the Chargers and by a missed field goal late in the game, and then we were prepared for the next season. It came up again. So great.
0-16. I forgot about that. The whole parade. That's how that guy on Twitter, Reflog18, that's how he got his popularity.
Was it golfer?
I think off that.
It's golfer spelled backwards or something.
Yeah. That's crazy. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Good old Browns. And it's great to see them actually not be the laughing stock of the league. Like, and as a Browns fan, you take it like any win is enjoyable, but after the amount of dreadful seasons and the amount of losing that we have experienced in the last 10 years, let alone 18 years, it makes it this playoff win or playoff appearance even more enjoyable. Oh boy.
Yeah,
but
definitely. I know. I've always kind of been a fan of the Browns, not like a diehard fan, because I've always liked the Packers, Green Bay Packers, because I'm from Wisconsin, so like I have to like the Packers. Otherwise, you'll have an angry mob chasing you if you're from Wisconsin and you don't like the Packers. But I've always liked the Browns, and I'm very happy to see them actually do well this year. I mean, a lot of people, it kind of drives me crazy, grinds my gears a little bit, that I see these comments all the time. Oh, they played against easy teams. Oh, they played, against the Steelers secondaries and whatever. They're not playing like real thing. I'm like, get out of here with that. A win's a win. This is we are not the 0-16 team. Even if they would be playing, the high end players, we are not the 0-16 team. We were. What was it last year? No,
3 years ago.
3 years ago? That's what you said? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're not that anymore. No. So they can just get the fork out of here with that comment.
Yeah, they can. And everyone's saying, "Oh, you lost to the 2-14 Jets." Well, the thing is, we didn't have any of our core wide receivers, and we were missing half our defensive we were missing half our offensive line, and then our defense pretty much all year has been second, third string guys, and even practice squad guys. So. And going into this next game, our first playoff game, we're going to be missing one of our starting off defensive linemen, and he'll be out for the remainder of this year if we do win this game against the Steelers. And possibly he could miss all of next season because he ruptured his Achilles, which is definitely, Olivier Vernon going to be out on Sunday against the Steelers. But you know what? A win is a win, like you said, and I don't care who it is against. And one of the things that grinds my gears though is even if it's an easy win, like this Sunday was the Browns. All they had to do was win against this pretty much the second string quarterback Mason Rudolph, and their defense was missing some key guys. But you know what? The Browns tried in their very best to actually blow that game, which really pisses me off.
Yeah, I was going to lead up to that. I was going to see like how your thoughts were about that game, because Man, I literally threw my television remote the fourth quarter, the last 2 minutes. I just threw it, and I was like, I can't watch this crap. I'm turning it off because I was like, the Browns are going to lose in the most Browns way. It just kind of, I was like, come on, guys, really?
Well, the problem is everyone gets on this, like, you're preparing for the playoffs. You have a 2-possession lead right now. And then the other team goes down and scores. You get the ball, and you get the ball with what? I think we had like 6 minutes left. And then all of a sudden we play so conservative. We don't put our best player out on the field. Who is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb. Yeah. And oh my gosh, you go watch my reaction to that live. It was on Twitch. I was livid because we're not in the playoffs yet. And the game's not over. The game isn't over till the fat lady sings and the clock hits 0. You can't assume anything. Like, I've been a Browns fan my entire life, and the amount of wins that I've seen blown in the last second and comeback wins by other teams is astronomical. I am never comfortable with a lead, and maybe it's my Browns PTSD. But we can't go into this game and Kareem Hunt, we're going to go back and forth between the running backs. If Nick Chubb is having the game like he did on Sunday, I don't want to keep him in. I don't want to see Kareem Hunt. I love Kareem Hunt, and he's a great back, but do not, for the life of me, go back and forth. And you ruin the momentum on offense. And like, if he's like, he had a 40-plus yard touchdown run, then you take him out and bring out Kareem Hunt on the next drive, and you went, what was that, 3 and out, I think, or you punted on them.
I think it was.
I'm pretty sure it was a 3 and out. And then the next drive, you put him back in, and you go down. Unfortunately, you couldn't score a touchdown, but you got a field goal, and then you take him back out again. And I don't understand that. Both of the scoring drives that we had in the first half were because of Nick Chubb and his ability to run. And it just pisses me off when the Browns get into this momentum changer where we try and do something different, go away from what's working. This isn't the first time this has happened this season, and the Browns need to get that in their head in order to win this game against the Steelers. It's a playoff game. You can't make mistakes. You can't make these little errors that may cost you down the line. And
now it's like do or die.
Yeah, for sure. And that just really grinded my gears watching this game because, yes, we're in the lead, but they're coming back, and nobody trusts our defense, and you can't rely on this.
I threw the remote.
No, you didn't. I have not trusted our defense this year at all, because against the Titans, they almost came back, and everyone is focused on the first half of that game, which was a great half by the Browns. But then the second half, we played not to lose, and then the Titans were pretty much an onside kick away and a touchdown from tying the game up or winning the game. So that's my biggest gripe, is we cannot play not to lose.
I was going to say that.
And score as many points as you can, because you cannot trust this defense. And
they got to lose that mentality next year. Mm-hmm. They have to.
And I will give them the benefit of the doubt that we don't have a great defense because of injuries. Our entire secondary, both our corners, Denzel Ward, he's missed some time with numerous injuries and due to COVID this last week. And I don't know if he'll be available on Sunday against the Steelers. So that's going to be another big blow. So our entire secondary has been depleted this entire year. And the defensive line has been, with Olivier Vernon out, is going to be missing a big part of that defense. So people are going to have to step up. I mean, it sucks, but it's next
Myles
man
Garrett.
up.
I know Myles Garrett's been having a lot of trouble as far as recovering from
COVID. Yeah,
I think COVID, and you can just see it in the camera when the camera pans on him, how out of breath and just how hard of a time he's having.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, when the Browns played Lamar Jackson, he had cramps, and he was 2 weeks out of having COVID, and I apparently it just wears you down. But it's the next man up mentality, and we can't go into every game with excuses. You have to come out with a win, and you have to come out with the ability to close out games and not play not to lose. So that's what grinded my gears. I hope for the life of me the Browns can go forward and win this playoff game for the first one. I think this would be their first playoff win since 1994. I mean,
jeez.
This year alone, and I said this on Twitter, this is aside the Browns, Baker Mayfield is the third quarterback in NFL history, joins Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck as the only quarterbacks to throw 3,500 yards and 20 touchdowns in each of their first 3 seasons. So that is great company to be in, and when you have a quarterback, you found your franchise quarterback, he has to go out and make plays. So I'm excited to watch him.
Come on, Colton.
What?
We didn't find our franchise quarterback. What are you talking about?
Okay,
trade him.
Okay, Mr. ESPN commentator or Fox
Sports
News
analyst.
sports analyst that have been saying that all season. I have been defending him ever since last year. Oh my
garbage.
Gosh. Yeah, get out of here. That
irritates the crap out of me.
It irritated the crap out of me at the very beginning of the season when we're 2 games in and they're like, "Oh, Baker Mayfield needs to he needs to get benched." And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? We played 2 games, and they're already ready to throw in the towel. Yeah. No. Big no.
once he gets that chemistry built up with his players, man, he's good in and out of the pocket. Like he just knows he's got to. Once he gets that chemistry built up, he'll be rocking.
Yeah, and
hopefully next year.
Yeah, definitely next year. And what I really like, the big question is, will we have Odell Beckham Jr. next season? And for me, I really don't care, because if we have him next year, either. That's a weapon. But his chemistry with Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins, Austin Hooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Kadero Hodges, he made a great one-handed catch yesterday. But
yeah.
I'm excited. This is a great receiving core, and
yes,
I'm just very excited to see what they can do next year. I mean, everyone's talking about the playoffs this year, but I'm looking for the future next year, the year after that. This is a very promising team. So, while we like grinding our gears about stuff, we also like talking about our favorite things, and that is video games. And we have talked about that in the past, and we're going to be talking about our favorite video games of all time. And Sean, you're going to start us off on that list. So tell us about what is your favorite video games of all time?
Well, I'll start with, we'll just go one at a time here. My first one that I just absolutely love is Grand Theft Auto, and that was Grand Theft Auto before early 2018. After 2018, they kind of killed it. But man, well, I guess I should be a little more specific. GTA Online. I really didn't play the story. I'm not a story mode person. I really don't play them. I find them boring. But anyways, I played the heck out of that game with you, actually. Thousands of hours, maybe 1,500 hours or so. But man, we had so much fun. The missions, the cars, the weapons, like everything that we could do. I mean, we played golf, played tennis. I mean, raced. It was all fun and games. And like, it is probably the most fun I've had and probably the most hours I've ever sunk into a game. And that definitely takes the cake. It has to be before that early 2018, because after that, I'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, we'll get on to that later.
We had so much fun in that. Like, that's, yeah.
There were so many great times, and I vividly remember working our very hardest. It was, we're getting that tank. We're going to get it. And
oh my gosh, the tank.
Doing races, doing missions, and we were all excited. And it was $1 million. It was, at the time, I believe it was the most expensive thing you could get in the game. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, know what? You can get, now it's like, the tank is the one of the, like, biggest waste of money in the game.
It's like, why did I even buy this thing? It's totally useless.
Yeah, and I can't sell the tank now. It's sitting in my hangar. But that's definitely that's one of my favorite games of all time too, because we got LSPDFR, and then we got the 5M where I do my role play and 5PD videos and streams such as that. But I really like the people that create content aside GTA Online and Rockstar. It, like, 5PD, GTA Police Mods just does a phenomenal job. I can spend hours on end in that game, and it just brings me so much joy. And unfortunately, I have a lot of problems with LSPDFR because of all the updated scripts and stuff, so I can't play that as much. And a lot of people have that problem, but when it's working, oh man, that's a fun mod. I really enjoy that. But GTA Online back in the day was so much fun, and I miss that nostalgia.
And they really killed it.
Yeah,
they really killed it after they started adding basically more expensive stuff than the tank, to where, you know how like literally me and you, we spent 1,000 hours trying to grind and get that tank, you know, and try to build up like our empire.
Yep.
In GTA Online. And now they go ahead and add all these vehicles to where they more or less, in order, if you really want them, you're going to have to just either, well, number one, hack the game, or number two, go out and buy a shark card. And they push those things so much. And we talked about this in a previous podcast before, but like, that's what grinds my gears about GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto Online, is they push those shark cards, they push those transactions, and that's what ruined the game. And that's why I haven't played probably...
I haven't even tried this new heist that they released.
Yeah, I probably haven't played 10 times since early 2018.
Well, then in order to just get, like, say I want a car, in order to get that car, I have to get this big $1 million like vehicle just to store the car in and to upgrade it. And that's a waste of my time, because then I have to get a garage for that car. So I have to buy 2 things before I can even get the car I want. And like this new mission that Rockstar has on these new heists on this cool island. It's cool. It's a cool island. Don't get me wrong, but you can't play it in regular GTA Online free roam, to my knowledge. And in order to even do the heist, you have to buy a $2 or $3 million submarine. And the money you get out of that is to just basically pay for the submarine, and it's absolutely a waste of time, in my opinion. That
game's dead. That game's dead. They really should move on from that. But like I say, we've talked about that before. So like, yeah. So what about you? What's your number one favorite game?
My number one is the NCAA football franchise, and it's the nostalgia of them not having it anymore. But going back, and I played Madden today, and then when I play the NCAA football franchise, it's not even a fair comparison, because NCAA football just blows them away because of the stuff you can do. And going back to GTA, the Madden franchise was ruined by microtransactions and to pay to win. And the great thing about NCAA football, you didn't have to pay to win, and the gameplay was fluent and fun, and you can do a lot more customization, a lot more creative things in that game, like the Road to Glory. You can play 4 years as a quarterback, a wide receiver, and other positions. So that was
cool. That's cool. I've watched you do that. That was a neat aspect of those games.
And now in the Madden, because I'm comparing to Madden because they don't make NCAA football anymore. But Madden, you can only play one position, right? Well, like Madden 20, you could only play one position in like the face of the franchise. You could play quarterback, and that was it. And now in the newer one, in the Madden 21, I believe it's wide receiver or quarterback, I think, maybe running back. But those are their only positions that you can choose from. You can't choose defense. You can't choose offense. Now, NCAA, you could choose a whole plethora of positions to play. And you could spend, I remember I had my PS2 up here too, and I was playing NCAA, what was that, 07? And you could play as the mascots. And that was...
Are you serious?
Yeah, you could play as the mascots. And
that's awesome.
And even though I lost pretty poorly because I hadn't played the console in over 10 years, it was so fun to play, because you just see Brutus Buckeye just getting tackled by a gator or some cowboy.
Is great.
It is classic. And that's why it's one of my favorite, because of the awesome features that it has. And Madden, there's no new features. It's just a roster update every year. And the NCAA basketball franchise was a great one too. And it's pretty much the same reasons. NCAA football was so fun, but focus was more on the gameplay and not on the microtransactions like it is now. But
that's a shame. It's the reality of it all nowadays.
Really shame. All right. you can go and explain your second favorite.
All right. Second favorite is Euro Truck Simulator and ATS, American Truck Simulator. All games made by SCS. Really good games. I've dumped a ton of hours, a couple hundred hours into both of those. I got a wheel that I can, steer the truck and all that stuff.
Me too.
Now you got a wheel too.
Yep, me too.
And it adds a whole new level of just relaxation. I mean, at the end of the day, you wouldn't think that sitting at your computer and driving a virtual truck would be fun, but it is. It really, it's therapeutic. And, you get the multiplayer mod and you drive trucks with friends and you get to talking, you get to horsing around. Like the video I just sent earlier today, me flying or you flying past me, sitting still was great. But I've dumped a ton of hours into those games, and I know you have too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's just, I don't know, just the whole. They did such a great job now getting the models of all the places correct. That's another thing, that really ground my gears about the game, specifically ATS. A couple of years ago, is just how inaccurate the roads are for the United States. You get, and it's still kind of.
Let's merge. You have to merge really quickly. There's no
true
merge.
Entrance ramps. Yeah, I was like this. They kind of ported that over from Europe. I don't know in Europe if they have entrance ramps that are like 2 feet long.
Yeah,
but they kind of did that in American Truck Simulator, and that really kind of ground my gears about that. And at first, I really didn't see a lot of change from Euro Truck Simulator to American Truck Simulator. But now that they got all the states, they've remastered all the states.
Well,
they got
all
every
the states
single
they currently have now. I mean, they still have a lot more states to finish.
That is very true. But like they added all the trucks, all the popular truck brands. Now it's finally getting to the game that I actually enjoy more than ETS, and that's saying a lot.
And I think they kind of shifted away from ETS because in the last 2 years, I really don't think they've added anything to Euro Truck Simulator. Yeah, anything major. Like,
they got 40 more states to go on American Truck Simulator. We're gonna be 90 by the time they get done with that.
We're gonna be in the nursing home in our rooms
playing with our G27.
They finally released Maine. That's gonna be great. But the last couple of states they've been releasing pretty quick. So hopefully the more, like, I believe Montana, North Dakota, and they're gonna release Texas next, and that's the one I'm really interested about because of how big Texas actually is. And
that's going to have a lot of playtime.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's when I think that's really going to help SCS because people are going to be so engulfed by that state. It'll give them a little bit more time to finish like Oklahoma, Nebraska, stuff like that.
Think of that.
But your SCS, ATS, and ETS definitely one of my favorite games of all time as well because, I mean, we play that together. A lot of these games we've played together.
We've dumped a ton of hours.
Oh yeah, and I remember playing ETS more so on my laptop when I got 10 sub 10 FPS.
I was gonna say five
a good
FPS.
Day.
Slideshow.
That was so bad. You can go check my YouTube channel out, early stuff on, and see how bad it actually was.
Oh, that was funny.
That was
the cloud music when you were trying to back up with 5 FPS.
Well, in
your defense, that would be really tough.
And I was
to back
using
up with a PowerPoint still going.
And I was using a keyboard. So
that's right.
So using a keyboard, 5 FPS. I don't know how I'm not better at backing up, but it was a rough time.
And you still dumped like 20 hours in that way.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, what's your second favorite game?
My second one is Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I'm not gonna. It's not the PS4 version or the Xbox version, whatever the newer one they have. It's the old PS2 one. Oh my gosh! I have that on my PC. It is the graphics. They're not like they're not great, but the gameplay is so fun. You get to play as like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Yoda, Mace Windu, a whole bunch of like Star Wars characters. And for me, that's so much fun. And like it's not complicated. You can play. It's not like an online game. You can go on, set up like some sort of checkpoint thing where you have to defend your checkpoints from the incoming empire and then take out all the enemies. I vividly remember because this pissed me off. I was as Luke. I was on Hoth and I was defending. I was the last one left. I was taking out all the enemies. There were like 20 left, and then my time on the character ran out. And I had one enemy left, and I lost. I was so pissed off because it was so close to winning. But you know what? Then you go back in and you try it again. And the competition, it was so much fun too. And some of the what is it? The opposing forces, the droids and stuff were so hard to destroy. Droidicas, freaking shield, roly-poly things. But yeah, that's there's not much to say about that one. If you don't know what Battlefront 2 is, it's like $5 on Steam. I guarantee your computer is able to play it. Go check it out. It's fun as all can be, and you can spend hours and hours on that game. And up until I got PlayStation 3, I guarantee that was one of the games I had the most hours in.
Really?
Yep, 100%. Because before I even had a PS2, I would play that game with a whole bunch of my friends at my friend's house, and we would yep, you can, because it was split screen too.
I miss those days.
Split screen game. It was so much fun. But
yeah, see, I think I've seen that. I actually might pick that up because I think I've seen that on Xbox Game Pass. Is that a PS exclusive?
No, I don't think it is. It shouldn't.
I think I've seen it on Xbox Game Pass. I might swing over to my parents and download
it.
Xbox.
It may be the newer version, but yeah, the old version is the OG. It's the best one. I
might pick that up.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of things about it.
Yeah, you ask any Star Wars buff, and you ask them what's one of their favorite games, they're gonna say a couple other ones, but they will have Battlefront 2, the old one, in there. I guarantee it. So that was my two. My second. What is your third and final game?
Oh boy, I bet you can guess it here. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CS:GO, classic.
Classic.
I think I got close to 1,000 hours into that. I've wasted a month of my life playing Counter-Strike. I've broken a monitor playing Counter-Strike.
I've broken multiple mouses playing that game.
I've shredded keys off my keyboard playing that game.
The most rage-inducing game ever.
I don't know if I should be admitting that. That's okay though.
It's okay. I mean, it's any gamer will have those moments. And CS:GO is entirely capable of bringing out the rage in anybody. Yeah. I guarantee it.
Before you start judging both of us on the stuff we break, play the game.
Play the game.
Even if you don't like gaming, and come back and let's have a talk. You can guest star on our show. Yeah. Let me see. Oh man, that game. Like I said, I've done 1,000 hours in that game. I've tried to get good at it. You know, it's. But the thing that ground my gears about it is I never got out of silver. I have 1,000 hours in that game, and there's skill-based matchmaking and stuff. You got silver, gold, nova, legendary eagle, blah 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 blah. Silver is the lowest level. I never got out of that. I may be part of the problem because I kind of brought the team down. But the thing is, you're not bad. That's the thing. Like we weren't bad players. We were good players.
I wasn't terrible, but I would only use a shotgun.
But you're still freaking amazing with that shotgun.
What is that? XM shotty?
Yeah, the XM 20 something or whatever. Yeah, but my point, like, you were good with that. We were skilled players, even though you only used one gun. But we still got like 20 kills, constant top of the leaderboard. At least 3 of us that would play, and we never got out of silver. And then you keep pushing, the microtransaction for all these skins, the gloves, the knives, and all that stuff. Like, that is dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Hackers took it over.
Yep.
And that's really another game that after early 2018 that has really took a dump.
Oh yeah,
because
it's free to play. I want my $10 back.
Yeah, I want my money back for that game.
Like
I paid, well, I wouldn't say good money, but like I paid money for that, and they make it free, and then all of a sudden all these hackers get in and ruin the fun for everybody.
Oh yeah,
that really grinds my gears. I mean that Counter-Strike, make CS:GO great again.
Make CS:GO
please,
great
Source,
again, please.
Or no, Source. Source is the engine. Valve, make CS:GO great again, please.
Yeah, they went into the Fortnite. What was that? The Fortnite Battle Royale thing.
Yeah, they tried that. I will say, for a Battle Royale, that is the funnest one, and it's probably the funnest. Whatever. Most
enjoyable.
Yes, the most enjoyable one I've played, because probably I'm familiar with the mechanics of Counter-Strike and know how it works. But like that one is really well done. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's the game that'll bring out the rage in anybody. I mean, that's probably the games I have one of the most hours as well. I have more hours in that than any of the PC games, I believe, other than GTA 5. But yeah,
and you would think with that much rage,
why would we stop playing?
Why is it our favorite game if it fills you with that much rage? You got to play it to understand.
Yeah, you got to play it to understand. The when you are getting like those no scope headshots and turn around and hit aces. Yeah, I've had 4 aces in my life, and that was all of them with a shotgun. I've only used it XM shotgun only when I used.
You know what? We should actually play that sometime soon.
Oh yeah, definitely. I need to bring that back to stream.
Yes.
Bring out the rage in me. Anywho, my last game is the Spider-Man for the PS4, and this game was released, I believe, in 2018, and it is a phenomenal Spider-Man game. The physics, the swinging in it, the map itself, the graphics are amazing, and it was just remastered for the PS5, but I don't plan on getting the PS5 anytime soon because, one, the PS4 is just as enjoyable. I've finished the story 3 or 4 times, and it's so enjoyable to play. And the DLCs are fun, and the acting, the Spider-Man acting is great. Characters they use look like what you would imagine, like Mary Jane to be, Dr. Octavius and Peter Parker. Kind of imagine what they would be in like 5 years after they graduated. So it's a great concept of a game. There's been a lot of great Spider-Mans in the history of video games, and this is, in my opinion, the best one they've made yet. And everyone has their opinion, but in me, I can play this game for like hours on end, and it doesn't get old. And it's just so fun because you can. Even if you don't feel like doing the story, you have other missions and just you can swing around and stop crime too. Like you have a police radar and it'll pop up, hey, there's a break-in at downtown or a mugging. Then you can say, oh, I want to go stop that. Yep, go down, get some XP from it, kick the crap out of some bad guys and go home, go back to swinging. And then take pictures off the Avengers towers and you can take selfies and stuff.
See that's cool. Like it goes back to like kind of what I said about like ETS and ATS as far as like therapeutic. Like when you swing from building to building. Like even when I did that, when you let me play for a while, like that is so relaxing. You get off work after a long day. Why don't you just go do some swinging, go do some trucking? It's the same thing, and that's one of those games that I would agree that's a really really good. That's a great game.
Mm-hmm. And even when I play it now, like they came out with Spider-Man Miles Morales, the physics in that game, I believe are, in my opinion, are better than the Spider-Man PS4, but it's still more enjoyable. I still need to get the Miles Morales game. I really want to get it. It looks fun as all get out. And I do think they'll get some DLCs here in the future for that game, but I'm really excited for the second Spider-Man game that they plan to come out in the next couple of years because I think that's going to be even better than the first, and it depends on what the storyline is going to be. I'm hopeful for it, but they did a great job with the first one, and I'm only more excited about the second one. So, do you have any honorable mentions for your video games? I have just a couple that.
Well, I love Phasmophobia, and like I know that's something that you have written down here, and I think we can both discuss.
We both
like. Wow, for $12. I'm not really big into horror games. I hate getting scared out of my pants.
It's not even a really horror game, I would say. Like it's a
for me who gets scared easily, it's a horror game.
Okay.
But
I mean I do scream a lot, so I guess we can say it's a horror game.
This game, to kind of give you a background, it's a game where you're what? Ghostbusters?
Ghost hunting.
Mine is
essentially.
Yeah, you're ghost hunting. You're ghost hunting. You're literally just finding ghosts. Yeah. And you're identifying them, and they come out, and you're supposed to hide, and it's scary as all get out. But like that's definitely up there. Didn't quite make the list because I don't have the play time, and it kind of got a little boring
after a while.
But
it gets repetitive.
Yeah,
but for a new game,
he's new game, one developer, and give him time. He'll add some new stuff.
And the thing is, like over the last couple of years. Oh, you notice the list. None of the games in the last couple of years we've listed because
yes, I was gonna say that. Yes,
nothing has been good, and we both haven't tried. One of the games that we both really want to try is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, but my computer isn't capable of running it yet, and his is just barely capable. Well, just became capable of running it, so we haven't tried that game out. So that's why that didn't make the list. But aside from that, there's no games that have brought our interest up, that has piqued our interest into being like, oh, this is a great game. Because
let's sink 600 hours into it and break monitors.
Yeah, exactly. But a game for me would be House Flipper as an honorable mention. I mean, when it first came out, I haven't played much of it since because I have other games that I've been putting a lot more time in, but it's still a great game to play, and I highly recommend you get it. You can get the DLCs, Garden Flipper 2, and there's an HGTV Flipper that you can do like houses on the beach and stuff, and it's really fun. If you like doing like remodels, like houses, you
home
like
renovation.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. Flipper flops, stuff like that. It's a fun thing to like put your own spin on things. You have a lot of design options that you can do, and that's why it didn't quite make the list because obviously I think there's other games better than that I've put a lot more time in and are maybe a little bit more enjoyable. But that's not dissing on House Flipper. I really enjoy that game. Props to the developers. I'm gonna buy more DLCs if they ever come out with more, because it's a greatly developed game. The optimization could be a little better, but aside from that, it's a great game. Highly recommend it. But yeah, those were our favorite games. Go forward.
Like House Flipper, I think one thing they could do to make it a lot better is be able to fully customize a house, like literally tear down every single wall and build rooms where you want to build rooms. Like right now, you can tear down walls and stuff,
but you can't take exterior walls down.
Yeah, like you can't expand. And I would love to be able to create my own floor plan because 100%. That's something I was interested in as a kid. I had 3D Home Architect, and I would build my own houses and CAD software. Full as a kid, and full house have 3D modeling and stuff like that. And like that would be the ultimate thing for that game, is to be able to customize the layout of a house a lot more.
In like, say you want to move a window, you can't do that now. Like I would love to have the opportunity to move windows, move doors, stuff like that. Yep. Maybe even move staircases, or like there is like one house on the HGTV where you have like an open ceiling. I would like the ability to, because it's so hard to put lights on. I would like to put like certain like ceiling lights and make that
recessed lighting up there.
But I can't do that. So, but the ability to do stuff like that would be more enjoyable for me. But hopefully guys, you enjoyed this podcast, and hopefully guys tune in the future for more episodes of the Grinding Gears podcast. We are available on iTunes, not iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. We are there too, and many other platforms. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube as well and on Twitch. And we will see you guys next time. My name is Colton Steiner. That's you can find in there.
Oh, I'm Sean Adkins. Sorry.
And this is the Grinding Gears podcast. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.